Alright, just got done taking a break in the shade, downloading all of my videos that I just took from the tractor stuff this morning and early afternoon onto my phone. That takes, I probably recorded about 2 hours worth of video, and it took about 2 hours to transfer, so I might have to use the USB stick. But now we've got about 2 other projects to work on for this afternoon. First one, this is my cleaning closet. I've got all my cleaning supplies in here. And here we have contractor garbage bags. So, I'm going to get 2 of these. There's one. Alright, 2 contractor bags. This will be for a project. My plants, I have 2 stems that still had leaves on them, so I have put those in water. And then I had some that are just leaves. So, and they had little tiny stems on them, but I put them in a Ziploc bag on a moist paper towel. I'm going to try to regrow this houseplant. Another thing I need for my other project, flathead screwdriver. Keep my tools there readily accessible. Battery charger for power tools. It's my workstation and project list. One thing I found out this morning, first morning I've done it, if I run my coffee pot outside, it doesn't heat up my camper first thing in the morning, because surprisingly this puts out a lot of heat. So running it outside, good idea. There's Duke trying to cool down in the shade. As I was sitting over here in my shady spot, I was thinking about maybe afternoon project doing some roofing on my electrical closet. But then I was like, this is prime real estate for some solar panels. We got a break in the trees. Right now it's shady, but in the middle of the day the sun beats down pretty good. So rather than putting shingles on here, I think I'll put a solar panel. And then this southern hill that goes down to the lake gets a lot of sun, and it's just covered in weeds right now. So if I get my weed eater out and make some room for solar panels, I could put some solar panels on the slope of this hill. It would aim perfectly south, and I've got plenty of solar panels, so I think I'm going to do that. That's a future project. Down here, this is where the 2 contractor bags come in. I'll explain more later. This is my trash pump that pumps water from the lake 300 feet uphill, and that's what supplies my water pressure to the camper. But when I first put this in, the strainer was about 6 inches underwater. And then the lake level lowered some, and so I went out there in my mud boots and dug it deeper. And right now you can see it's about 1/3 out of the water. And this should be about the lowest that the lake goes. Yesterday I was out at the floating dock and I kayaked to the 10-inch drain, and I found out that the underwater springs are still putting water in the lake, so there's still water going out the 10-inch drain. But so enough to keep up with evaporation, but I need the water level higher in order to pump my water to my holding tank on top of the hill. So that's where Project 2 comes in, with these garbage bags that I got. We'll just follow Duke. He knows where we're going. Workstation. Alright, garbage bags stay there. My next project, I was walking past the storage shed, and I know when it rains a lot, these stairs, or not stairs, but the ramp to my storage shed from about here where you see the water line all the way down gets very mossy and slippery. So I have extra paint from my dock project that is anti-slip paint. Expensive stuff. I might as well use it on this. And it's been really dry here, so that's why I got the flathead screwdrivers. Open this paint can. And we will set, we're doing a little more raw footage today, so I'm going to set this up over here. See. Okay, you have a good view. On my tractor adventure today, I noticed I got a slight injury on my calf. Big old scrapes. I think it was one of the tree branches. But I just noticed that when I was sitting down in the shade. Can't see it from there, but this side is sloped wheelbarrow. And there's a flat rock right here. There we go. So now it's a little more level. I was going to bring a broom. I think this will be the last of this paint. There's just a little bit left in here, but it's a porch and patio anti-slip floor paint, and it's white so it doesn't attract the heat. Kind of reflects the light, so might as well use it. Alright. That is a wrap. Hopefully it should dry in about 4 hours. I think it gets tacky. It's not supposed to rain until 7. I put the paint on a little thicker at the bottom so it gets a little more anti-slip where it used to be slippery. Up top was never real slippery, so the coat is a little lighter up on top. But now you get some bonus material because, alright, the GoPro battery died, so it's now on the charger. I have a full one that was just taken off the charger. So back to my additional bonus. My good flip-flops that I used to wear finally broke on me when I was doing the 1,000 feet of electrical cable through the woods. So I have these flip-flops, which are my second favorite, but they're a little bulky, but they're good if they get wet. They don't really slide, and I can walk up and down hills in these, so these ones are good. But my new ones that I bought at Walmart for like $10, these, as soon as they get wet, pretty much worthless. So, if you look closely, you can see some scuff marks on there. I took a rock and drew some scuff marks vertically and also horizontally. So hopefully the paint will stick to it. But I can't make these things any worse. So, bonus material, I am going to paint my flip-flops with no skid paint. With the roller. Wow, these things are not very flat. It's conformed to my feet, so it makes it a little harder to paint. Okay, we're doing pretty good. This spot here. Alright. That is bonus painted anti-slip flip-flops. Hopefully it works, but if not, it can't be much worse. But the paint, there's like hardly any left, so I think that's the last of this no slip paint. This 1 gallon was $45, so got to put it to use everywhere I can. This brush roller, the first time I used it, it was pretty fluffy and it worked good. The second I rinsed it with water, but the second time I used it, it wasn't that good. So I'm going to put a little bit more since I got the paint out and the roller out. We'll go touch up some of the lighter spots. Okay, we have a good view. Alright, that's the last of the paint. That roller is going to go in the garbage. My last roller for that deck waterproofer kept just coming off this one. It doesn't want to. Oh, that's why. All right. That was messy. All right, I'm going to take you down to get washed off. Nice dude. Hi, dude. Alright, warm soapy water worked pretty good on that paint. It says it's washable with water. Although now I got paint on my hands, this GoPro stick has paint on it. Alright, that was project 1. Our next project, we have those 2 contractor bags. When we said the lake level, we wanted to rise a little bit. So, we're going to use those contractor bags to put over the 10-inch pipe that drains the water. I need a bungee cord that will fit a 10-inch pipe. So, in my truck, I have a tape measure. And we know 10 inches times pi is going to be 3.14 times 10, which is 31.4. So we want a bungee cord that's about 31.4 inches, but will be tight at 31.4 inches. So in this bag I have different sizes. So not stretched, this one is about 25. So let's see what it stretches to. Oh, easily 31. So this one should be the bungee cord that we need. So I've got like shorter blue ones, I've got longer green ones, even longer yellow ones. This red one seems to be the right size, so that's why you always keep a tape measure in your truck. That, and when you're measuring pipes and stuff, sometimes you need it. Alright. So my plan is just to wrap these around the 10-inch pipe and then put a bungee cord around it. So, let's go do that. I do have the John boat with the power motor, but it's got the big battery, it's got the motor on it, and it's not fun to get in and out of the water, especially where we're going. There's not much room to get out of the water, so I'm going to take Mr. Kayak with me today. We keep him upside down to keep the rain out. Don't forget the paddle. Trash bag, bungee cord in there. I'm going to see if I can put this GoPro on the front of my kayak now. That might work. Please don't fall in the lake. Alright, we're free. You're a little crooked, but I don't know if I can adjust you or not. There we go. No, we're not paddling backwards the whole way. Nice and breezy today. Yesterday, whew, there was hardly any breeze. It was so hot paddling out here. I came out just to check the other side of the dam and see if any water was flowing out the drain. Because the lake water is so low, I figured it was evaporating faster than it could go out that 10-inch drain. But no, the water level was still above the drain and there was still water flowing, just not very much. So that's a good sign, because I think this is the longest spell that we've had without rain, and it's really hot. Alright, coming up here on the right, you see Mr. Floating Dock. It's got the artificial grass, it's got extra tubs, all of them are locked in with rope so that none of them get lost. It's got the umbrella, a life jacket I just left out there, and then I got one for the boat. And we're headed over here to the right of this American flag. I put that flag in before I found the drain, thinking that that's where the drain should be. The water level was high enough I couldn't really see it. And once I waited for the water to go down, I could easily find it. Probably not very good video with me holding this while I oar. Okay. don't want to drop you in the water, so you're getting held. Alright, we made it. This is the 10-inch drain. Yesterday when I was here, I just put that log in front of it because I wanted to slow the rate of flow out of the lake. And this was stuck in there before, and I took it out, which sped up the flow of water on the backside of the dam, but I don't know if it was stuck in there intentionally or accidentally. But either way, I put it back in, so. There goes my, oh, this is always the tricky part, getting hold of it. Because as soon as you let your momentum push you, it pushes your kayak. Okay. Hopefully this isn't like my boat the other day where it just floats away. Stick in the mud. Oh, here's Duke. He found us. Alright. So I need garbage bags and bungee cord. I'm going to set up my camera. Where's a good place? Oh, let's see what that looks like. Duke, move. There's a lot of grass in the way, but hopefully you'll get the point. Should have brought a little shovel. It's not as easy as expected. Oh. Ouch. There's stickers everywhere over here. Alright, this is the 10-inch drain. Hello! Oh, shoot! Look at the snakehead right there. You see? Okay, that scared me. Alright, the bottom of it is stuck in the dirt. So this is not going to be nearly as easy as I thought. I really hope you can see that snake. I'm going to poke him with a stick and hope he goes down. Oh, there he goes. Okay. I just was reaching my hand in there. I think we're done with this project for today. The log is going back in there. And we're just going to call that wraps on this project. I might come back with a shovel later, but I was going to also get a 5-gallon bucket and just put that over it. I don't know if that would work or not. It would probably slow it down, so maybe next time I'm back I'll bring a bucket and try it. But I didn't bring a shovel. The dirt around the pipe is pretty solid. It's like a pea gravel, so it's hard to dig with my hands. So we'll just put this log back in there. Kick it in nice and snug to lock in the snake. There we go. Back to shore. Man, there was a snake right there. He almost got me. There's a stick on my seat. Alright. We're back. Log is in place. You see how for a John boat that would be hard to pull it up on shore way over here. But I wasn't too far off with my American flag, thinking that's where the drain was supposed to be, because I just walked to the backside of the dam, walked straight uphill, except there were a bunch of trees and pricker bushes in the way, so I missed it by a few feet. But once the water level lowered enough, I spotted it. I was expecting it to be about 10 feet away from the dam with a little cage around it to keep all the floaty stuff out of it, but it's right next to the dam. But now it's just more of the same. I'm headed back, so I really don't want to drop this thing in the water, so I'm going to just end the recording here. But that is it for this project.